Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Antony Carpen here, just off Hartington Grove, Cherryington Road, with Dr. Julian Huppert, who is standing for election again in here, the Cambridge constituency, for the 2017 general elections, even.
Indeed, yeah.
How's it been so far?
It's been feeling fairly good. I mean, I certainly wasn't expecting this election to happen and not this suddenly, but the mood on the doors has been really fantastic, actually. A lot of people keen to back us, back me, over issues like Brexit, but also just saying that with Labour going to the left, Tories going to the right, they feel like they need some sort of alternative. It's feeling good.
This particular space that we've got, what brings the Lib Dems to South Cambridge?
Well, we needed a bigger office for the general election, and this is for Cambridge, South Cambridgeshire, South East Cambridgeshire. We're doing a lot of stuff together. Just the office that we normally have is great for 59 months of every 5 years, but for 1 month a year we just had loads of people coming in. We needed more space, so it's always quite hard to find somewhere, but we managed to rent this, and it's really nice to have this space. 154 Cherryington Road, open 10 till 8. Anybody's welcome to come and offer to help.
Earlier today you were at Cambridge North Station. What's that all about?
Look, I was quite emotional, it's funny. And there's been an idea of having a station up in North Cambridge for ages. And when I became a councillor more than 15 years ago, it was something for the area just next to it. It was something that was so clearly needed for the area. It's great for the north of Cambridge, it's also great for reducing the transport, it's great for the businesses. So I started championing it and pushing really hard on it as a councillor. Then I got onto the regional assembly, I was on the executive there, and pushed for it to be the #1 regional priority, which I was really pleased then, we were going to get it. And then it turned out Labour gave us £0 to spend on the whole region for infrastructure. So we spent all this effort prioritising, we had no money. As an MP, I pushed really hard on it the whole time, and we managed to get it to happen, and it's been great. When I started 15 years ago on this, the then leader of the county council said to me, it's a typical Liberal idea, it sounded great, it was never actually going to happen. And so to actually be there, to see the station, to see it really there, it's just amazing.
So, moral of the story on Cambridge North Station, perhaps for any transport campaigner out there?
Keep going. You may have to try lots of different ways. I mean, as a councillor, I just couldn't make it happen. But eventually, by pulling everything together, you can get. So perseverance matters. But it's also about, you have to push the idea, but you don't have to get involved with every step. So there were lots of steps along the way, even the last 6 years, where it almost fell off the rails. And I had to go in repeatedly to the DFT, to Network Rails, to the County Council, to all sorts of people, just put things back together and stop it all falling apart. So you have to keep that level of focus. We're going to need that to sort out the things that are still needed there. For example, today talking to the builders about changing the cycle guttering so you can actually get a bike up and down. We're going to need it to get more trains to actually stop there. For the Addenbrooke station, which is now the next one that we desperately need, an east-west rail, which again I worked on for a long time. So you keep going, it does happen, and it's going to be so good for Cambridge.
Finally, obviously you've been out and about on the streets with your activists and supporters. What's been the main issues that the people of Cambridge have been feeding back to you in terms of their concerns for the future?
I mean, the #1 issue still, of course, is Brexit. People are really concerned about what's going to happen here in Cambridge, and they're feeling let down by Labour and the Tories. That is a big factor here. We're seeing that quite strongly. Other issues are about the NHS and about schools, and again, we've committed £6 billion extra for the NHS, particularly mental health, which people often don't raise but respond to. It's something I've gone on about for a long time. The schools, actually a surprising number of people know that I got more money for the schools when I was the MP, and so know that I want to keep doing that. And then housing and transport are the other two big issues that keep coming up. But those are the top 5.
Okay. And if people want to get in touch with you, how can they do that?
So it depends what they want to do. They could come here, and if they want to help, 154 Cherryington Road, CB1 7AJ. They could give us a call, 01223 210 677. They could drop me an email, julian@cambridgelibdems.org.uk. This should be all the literature that's out there. On Facebook, I'm at Julian Huppert on Twitter. There are lots and lots of ways. And I hope people will come and volunteer, because it's fun and makes a difference. They can get garden signs, they can email and ask questions, but you really have a chance to make a difference.
Okay, Julian Huppert, thank you very much.